Okay, I thought I'd get into the spirit. Hello everyone, Sir Owen Disney here, and we're going to talk about NXT and Smackdown. And I'm doing this now because, full disclosure, this is in about 30 seconds or so. You know, I can't do math, so I'm going to guess that it's going to turn midnight, which means it's officially Saturday. So I can say that now without sounding like an idiot saying, oh, by the way, we're doing the time travel thing like I did earlier today when we shot the new AJ's movie reviews for Insidious Chapter 2 and The Family, which is currently available on the main page here at Pop, or in AJ's movie reviews playlist, or in the main Pop playlist. So, yeah, it's now midnight, so I can say, welcome to Saturday morning. So, yeah, that's how we do things here. Reason why is because with doing the videos yesterday, like I said, the aforementioned video for the AJ's movie reviews, and the new Versus, which is actually going to be up tomorrow morning. Cryptic comment is Headlock, so get your thinking caps ready for that one. It's going to be a fun one. It was actually a really enjoyable video to shoot. We are going to Athens today in about 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 16 and a half hours. And we are going to be checking out the Spectacular Now at Athena Grand. And then we're going to be going to B-Dubs and for about an hour and 10 minutes. Then we're going over to Athena Cinema and watching Austin Land and Ain't Them Body Saints and getting out about 10:45 or so. Might be earlier than that. I don't know if my math is right on that. Sorry, it's kind of late. Like I said, it's after midnight now. But I wanted to get this video out because I wasn't going to be able to do it tomorrow morning. Actually, AJ's going to be over in about 12 hours because we're doing something before we go to Athens, and we're going to just hang out, do whatever. But the main thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to be checking out An American Werewolf in London because, obviously, with Halloween Horror Nights being officially 1 week away, now it's less than 1 week away, it's easy to see why I need to see this film. Obviously, I have seen Evil Dead, the 2013 remake. Very much enjoyed that. I have seen The Cabin in the Woods. I very much enjoyed that movie. I'm still a little bit unnerved about the elevator scene at the very end. Hopefully my nightmares won't come to pass. I have never played a Resident Evil game. I don't like the movies, but I know a lot of people that are marks for it. Awesome. I'm looking at you, pal. Hashtag no disrespect. I will make sure I get you Resident Evil garb when I go to Halloween Horror Nights in less than a week. So, obviously, the IPs, I'm kind of familiar with them, with the exception of, well, obviously The Walking Dead, but there's nothing I can do about that. I can't watch 3 seasons of The Walking Dead in the span of a week. I mean, I guess I could, but, you know, I'll be totally honest, sometimes I just don't feel like just sitting up here and watching entire seasons of things. I can't even barely watch movies half the time, so I don't even want to think about watching an entire season of a television series. AJ can do it, I can't. So, or he was able to do it, and he was able to do it with The Walking Dead, and he pretty much decided to stop watching it. So, Walking Dead, no idea what's going on. I do know that the streets are being taken over by The Walking Dead. This is just what I've heard, obviously. I've seen there's a tank involved. I see Herschel's barn apparently is going to be lit on fire. I saw that and saw a windmill. And we got a nice wooded area on our way to Kid Zone. Obviously, that's where the Walking Dead house is, over in the Parade Building, where House of Horrors was last year. And other than the other IPs, the only thing I don't know anything about is The Walking Dead and An American Werewolf in London. So we're going to rectify that. And I'm going to watch that movie. Here, something in my eye is driving me insane. Oh, yeah. So, this giant thing I've got on my eye, I said I was going to go to the doctor today. Well, we decided against it, and we did something different. And, lo and behold, if you haven't noticed, it's not as bad as it was. Actually, we pricked it, so needless to say, we are just trying to let nature take its course and work its way loose. So needless to say, I should have it gone when I see all of you awesome people that I will be seeing opening night at Halloween Horror Nights next Friday night, and my birthday on Saturday, if I will see you at Halloween Horror Nights with the really awesome YouTube meetup that Tim and Jen hooked up for us. So that's going to be really awesome as well. Looking forward to that. And also looking forward to hanging out with Tim on Friday night. So Friday and Saturday, Suro and Disney meets the Tim Tracker. It's going to be fun. So, and I'm also wearing my Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt from 2011. I tell you a funny story about this t-shirt and how I acquired this t-shirt, but I'm going to have to, we're going to pull Dragnet, stories have been changed to protect the innocent. So, I will put it this way. I did not go to Halloween Horror Nights in 2011. I did get this t-shirt because I really like the way it looks, and it was the last thing I grabbed before I left Orlando Airport in 2011. As a matter of fact, it kind of, well, yeah. We'll go with that. It's the last thing I grabbed before I went to the other side of the airport. Obviously, if you have ever been to the Orlando Airport and you are going to the other side where the terminals are, you have to take the monorail over there. So before I went on that journey to get over to my gate, I ended up buying this shirt. So yeah, I've got this shirt, and of course I've got last year's shirt that actually went last year, and I don't have it with me. It might be in this room. I think it could be. It's possible. I do have my Halloween Horror Nights 2012 annual pass holder dog tag. You know, the ones that sold out in like 2 days? Yeah, I've got one of those, and I will be getting one of those this year. I am also getting a pin this year, because I didn't get a pin last year, because I ran out of time. But going to Halloween Horror Nights 3 times, as of this moment, I probably want to do that, so. Even though there's a part of me that thinks that I might end up doing Not So Scary on the 27th as well. I don't know, I haven't quite decided yet, it just depends. I'm there on the 24th, so it's kind of not fair to do 2 nights of Universal's Halloween event and then 1 night of Disney, so I'm thinking I might end up changing things around. Probably only do one Very Merry Christmas party this year, though, unless I get an invite from somebody at Reunion this year or so. Yeah, we're all over the boards and we're just started. So, as I mentioned in the video, if you did not watch it, for AJ's movie reviews that we filmed yesterday, we will be doing Versus, actually, while I'm gone. We are going to be filming Versus tomorrow. So we have 2 Verses that are coming out. The cryptic comments for these Verses will be Childhood and Adrenaline. So those will be our Verses for September, I'll get the calendar here so I'm not wrong on this, September 22nd and 29th. So those will be the Verses. And AJ will have a movie review on September 20th. So before I head out to Universal for the day on the 20th, I am going to put up AJ's movie review for The Spectacular Now and Austin Land and Ain't Them Body Saints. So our last movie was watched at Regal today with Insidious Chapter 2. And of course our last movie before I leave for home next week is going to be Ain't Them Body Saints at Athena Cinema. So yeah, all 3 theaters in the span of a couple of days. I kind of like that, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I want to throw something really cool out that may end up blowing up in my face. So there was a message on the Disney Parks blog that said something about there is going to be limited time magic for the week of, I gotta see if I get this here, the 16th through the 20th. Limited time magic is going to be, well, 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to get this actual wording correctly so I don't screw it up here. Yeah, for those of you I know you're waiting for the wrestling content, don't worry, it's not that much longer. It's only a couple more minutes. So, limited time magic, alright? Well, apparently from the 16th to the 20th, you're going to be able to tour either Disney's Hollywood Studios if you're on this coast, which I'm on the East Coast, or Disneyland for the West Coast. And if you go to the Disney Parks blog, you would see that today they actually put up a little opportunity basically to sign up for a chance to attend a special tour at either Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World Resort. So I obviously jumped at it, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get this done. But the problem is, I only could do it on the 20th. Well, the funny thing is, I was selected. So yeah, I do have a date as of September 19th. The problem is, I will not be touching down into Orlando Airport until about 10:36. So this pretty much makes me forfeit my opportunity. But I have emailed back the address that I got the message from in the hopes that, given the fact that there's no possible way I can go, given the fact that I haven't even touched down yet, and I really, really want to go, I was a little bit more excited about when it was the Great Movie Ride. Now it's the Tower of Terror. I'm not a tower guy. I mean, this is right up Hotchberg's alley, but not really mine. I mean, I would enjoy the Great Movie Ride a lot more than Tower of Terror. Kind of funny that we mentioned that. And I was even going to change my arrival date to a Universal and change my Mears transportation hour in order to be able to do this. But as of this moment, I haven't got anything back. I will let you guys and girls out there know if I do get anything back. And you're asking before we get started with NXT and Smackdown. Trust me, I'll be there in a second, don't worry. I got my notes here, wearing my magic band, trying to get used to it. I do want to say that I will get a Halloween Horror Nights video out in the next couple of days. Pop schedule for this week. Today will be this video, and that's probably going to be it, folks. Sunday will end up being the AJ's and myself putting together verses. So that is going to be tomorrow's video. And Monday will probably be Night of Champions, which I'm watching Sunday night. And Tuesday's video will probably be Raw. Wednesday's video will be my normal, this is my countdown, folks. And of course, starting Thursday, all the way up until October 1st, you're going to have nothing but theme park content on Pop. So, with the exception, of course, of AJ's 2 verses and the AJ's movie review for September 20th, all the content every single day you're going to get is going to be from moi, yours truly, Sir Owen Disney, at either the Walt Disney World Resort, Universal Studios Orlando, or SeaWorld Orlando. So I will be doing stuff in there. We're going to be doing Food and Wine Festival, and of course, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and definitely have a lot of content from Halloween Horror Nights. I'll be filming with this iPhone 5. I will be doing a little old school filming with my iPod Touch. And yes, I will be filming with what's behind me, and it's kind of hidden right now because it's not in this room anymore. It's behind me, as in it's in my bedroom over there, that direction. It is my Google Nexus 7 version 2 tablet, and I've tested it out to see how it's going to film. It's got a nice little wrist strap on the leather-bound case made of Saskatchewan sealskin bindings, of course. Throw out a Super Dave reference to all of you out there. Cool points if you get that. So, yeah, there's always that. So, I'm able to film, and I can do this, and move it around, and what happens? I get scared, and I don't drop the device, so we're good to go. And we're allowed to film in the houses thanks to Universal. So big props to Universal Orlando's management team for letting us film in the houses. And I will be giving you guys some video of that, and also doing the scare zones as well. So that's still to come. But housekeeping out of the way, let's talk NXT. And I just watched NXT about an hour ago. And the reason I didn't get the video out until now was kind of like, I was kind of tired. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to shoot a video tonight. I was like, forget it. I'm going to go and do it now so I don't have to get up really early in the morning, because I get up early anyway to meet AJ in the morning. So I figured I'm probably just going to do the video now. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's start with NXT. And my notes are kind of out of order here, because I watched Smackdown live tonight because, full disclosure, it only took about a little bit over an hour to get the videos done. Well, no, I'll take that back. It took about 2 hours combined to do the videos, and that include we didn't have to upload anything. We actually shot both as they were, so it was good to go. We start the show off with Enzo Amore and Big Colin Cassidy in tag team action, taking on Scott Dawson and Alexander Rusev of Sylvester Lafort tag team of the Legionnaires, the stable he's trying to put together. I still think Garrett Dillon's going to end up coming back in that group somewhere down the road. I called Enzo as a babyface. I'm pretty sure it's there now. So, yeah, he was slapping hands. And when he did his normal spiel of saying he is a certified G and a bona fide stud, and said that Scott Dawson was SAWFT soft, everyone was down with it. So, yeah, I don't know how the crowd's going to react to him outside of Full Sail, because I haven't been to an NXT taping. Now, here's the thing. I am currently trying to figure out a way to go to an NXT taping. It's not going to work for this trip. It's not going to work for September because the time frame doesn't work out. But I'm going to try to see if I can go down in December. If there isn't any NXT tapings at Full Sail, I'm going to try to move heaven and earth to end up in one. Because I think it makes total sense. I follow NXT. I recap NXT. I'm a fan of NXT, so why not? I'm going to be in Orlando anyway, so might as well. And if I have a chance to go, I'm definitely going to take it this time. So, this match, like I said, was set up via the attack on Enzo, and basically this is their revenge. And we'll go midway through the match like we do here on Pop. So, four falling headbutts by Alexander Rusev on Enzo. And he picks him up in a body slam, and he puts him on the top rope, and he just does the knee strikes repeatedly into the side and into the ribs. Scoop slam, tagging to Scott Dawson. So Captain Roughneck comes in, comes off the ropes, big-time clothesline. So Dawson ends up knocking Colin Cassidy off the ring apron. He holds Enzo in the heart attack position. Rusev comes in the ring with a spinning heel kick, and this whole time the referee's counting. So Rusev is going for the pin on Enzo. Referee calls for the bell. Why? That's right. He didn't exit the ring by a count of 5. So a disqualification win goes to Enzo Amore and Big Colin Cassidy. Interesting finish to open up the show, to be totally honest. So Bo Dallas comes out. Of course, he's the most loved man in NXT. That's extreme sarcasm. He says he's willing to give Sami Zayn a match when he's all healed up. Obviously, apparently he was injured at SummerSlam Access by Sami Zayn. So he said, oh, he's a good kid. I'll give him a shot. He's not going to get a title match because he hasn't earned one, but I'll be glad to give him a match. And he tells his fans out there to don't stop Bo leaving. So CJ Parker is talking with Renee Young in the back and talking about how he was all about video loving and photo loving with Tyler Breeze, and it's kind of like, he took it the wrong way. And he's like, I'm just trying to spread the love, man. Peace, man. And then all of a sudden he gets blindsided by Tyler Breeze, left laying, and Tyler lays on his body and takes a selfie as he is laying on the prone body of CJP. So the feud between Tyler Breeze and CJ Parker is nowhere over yet. So, we continue to watch this. We had our second match of the evening, which was NXT Women's Champion Paige taking on Sasha Banks in a non-title match. Of course, Sasha has a renewed rage inside her, courtesy of the vivacious Summer Rae, who is basically trying to get her to unleash the beast, if you will, and show Paige that she is someone to be messed with. And this match was really good, actually. Very enjoyable match. So, duck the clothesline, and Sasha locks on reverse bear hug. Paige backs her in the corner, hits those Matt Morgan elbows, elbow to left, elbow right. And Sasha ends up rolling her up, and instead of rolling her up into a pin, she does something very unique. She's in the corner, she rolls her up and slams her head into the middle turnbuckle. That looked awesome, by the way. Locks on a camel clutch when we get back in commercial break, and she dive bombs the lower back. Chinlock with the body scissors. That was done several times in this match. That was the first time. Gets back up to a vertical base. Whip in, back elbow, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes back to the chinlock with the body scissors, and she goes for a scoop slam when they get back to a vertical base. Paige floats over, and rolls her up 1-2 and a kick out. So Sasha with a drop kick catches Paige off the ropes 1-2 and a kick out. Goes back to the chinlock body scissors. This time, Paige uses her body to bridge backwards, pinning the shoulders down 1-2 and a kick out. So she goes for a suplex. It gets blocked. She goes for a suplex again. It gets blocked and turns around into a snap fisherman suplex without the bridge. And she dangles her across the middle rope, and she just rains down the knee strikes over and over and over again. She goes to try to capitalize. Sasha rolls her up, small package, 1-2, and a kick out. So she goes for a drop kick, does Paige, and it's telegraphed. Sasha goes for a crossbody off the ropes. Paige rolls through and gets the win right there. Great victory for Paige. And after the match was over, the NXT Women's Champion was showing a little sportsmanship, and she helped Sasha up. And Sasha's like, I don't know, no, I screwed up. So she was like feeling sorry for herself. And then all of a sudden, Sasha just blindsides the NXT Women's Champion from behind, leaves Paige laying with a Halo reverse neckbreaker, which was awesome. And after the match was over, she was on her cell phone. She was talking to someone, and Summer Rae shows up and says, how's it feel to let the rage out? I knew you could do it. She's like, it felt awesome. It's all because of you, Summer. And they hug, and they brought out the rage in Sasha. So this continues as Summer Rae is now mentoring Sasha Banks in her feud. I see Paige and Emma against Sasha and Summer within the next couple episodes of NXT, if I had to guess. And, of course, I don't read spoilers, especially for NXT, so I don't know anything going into that. That's just what I'm guessing based on what I saw. So, our main event of the evening set up with last week's attack out of nowhere. Leo Kruger left Xavier Woods laying. It's kind of funny we see Kruger laughing at the end of last week's NXT, and we look down and we see Xavier Woods laying motionless on the ground. So we wonder what happened, and that's what leads to this matchup here. And it's a really good main event, very enjoyable match. So we'll go midway through the match like we do here, as Leo Kruger with 2 driving elbows makes a cover, 1-2, and a kick out. Locks on the back hammer and a snap suplex, float over, 1-2, and a kick out. Locks on an arm bar, turned into a hammer lock with a knee firmly between the shoulder blades, trying to get a submission. Goes in back to the back hammer, locks on a chin lock, and they get back up. 4 knees to the lower back. Hammer lock again, ace crusher out, and scoop slam, lands on the feet, comes off the ropes, and gets nailed with an Xavier Woods drop kick. He comes off the ropes, gets caught, and side backbreaker by Leo Kruger, 1-2, and a kick out. So he nails the jackhammer of all things, 1-2, and a kick out. He goes for the middle rope elbow, the Bret Hart style elbow. He misses. So back elbow by Xavier Woods. Comes off the ropes, flying forearm, and leaping front drop kick. He's going for the honor roll, and when he leaps for the clothesline, he gets caught with a huge Arn Anderson-style spinebuster, 1-2, and a kick out. So he goes for the slice, he ducks it, nails him with the enziguri kick, and nails the flatliner off the ropes, which is the Lost in the Woods. And he yells, it's morphin' time, nails the honor roll, which of course is the rolling into a front flip kip up into a leaping clothesline. Thank you. And he nails the Soul Food or the Kurt Cobain, depending on who's doing your match, or Eat Defeat. All 3 are correct terminology. And gets the win. So Xavier Woods? What country am I living in? Xavier Woods actually gets a big victory on this edition of NXT. So he has been thrust into potential contention for Bo Dallas's NXT Championship, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Xavier Woods has come a long way since he was Consequences Creed in TNA back in the early days. I enjoyed this NXT. Well, I wish there would have been more matches. There was 3 matches on the show. 2. We continue to look for more members of Sylvester Laforte's Legionnaires stable. And Dawson and Rusev are a pretty formidable tag team, to be totally honest. No Ascension this week, so interesting to see what happens with the Ascension down the road. Obviously, they're on a collision course with Corey Graves and Adrian Neville. Oh, I guess I just can straight up call myself a liar here. Because, let's see if there's anything left on my soda can. There apparently wasn't. I said a second ago that I don't read spoilers. I kind of glossed over a couple spoilers that were for NXT recently. And obviously everything is taped like months in advance. Like all this stuff happened months in advance. Well, things I saw really interesting. There's going to be Betrayal coming up in the near future. So I'm not going to go any further into that. So if you want to read spoilers, you're more than welcome to. But I'm trying to stay away from them. So, of course, Tyler Breeze and CJ Parker are still feuding. Basically, Paige is going to have to enlist the help of Emma to get rid of Sasha Banks and Summer Rae. I like that. And Xavier Woods getting a win over Leo Kruger. Big upset right there. Great match. So, enjoyable NXT like it always is. So, let's talk Smackdown. So, we start the show off. Pun intended. Big Show comes out. And he's reading from a prepared note. A prepared document from probably What's Best for Business. And he says, I apologize for my behavior on Raw. I want to apologize to Triple H for not doing a simple job on Monday night. I want to apologize for setting a poor example as a locker room leader. Most of all, to the WWE Universe, I apologize. Because I just simply let you all down. So, after the prepared statement's over, Triple H's music hits, and we pay Motorhead a little bit more, and he thanks the Big Show for that not-so-heartfelt apology, but it was an apology nonetheless, so he did what he was told. He wants the Big Show to be a businessman, simply just to be professional. Triple H basically says, I don't really want to do this, and Big Show stops and is like, no, Hunter, you don't have to do this. Like, I'm not going to fire you, are you crazy? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you the night off, and I'm going to give you the night off without pay, which we're still playing up the fact that the Big Show is broke, so obviously Big Show can't afford to miss a night of work, if you know what I mean. So, I don't even know this was going to happen. I just predicted it. I started, saying, Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield, and all of a sudden, the exact same music hit, and the Shield come out, and they surround the ring. Okay. This is wrestling logic, folks. They surround the ring. There's 3 men in the Shield. There's not a 4th man in the Shield. You've got Ambrose on one side. You've got Reigns on one side. You've got Rollins on one side. I know you have to suspend disbelief sometimes, but sometimes logic just kinda creeps in sometimes. And I have to wonder sometimes, why don't you just go out the 4th side? Just stand there and just get your ass beat. That's fine, sure. But just go out the 4th side. Michael Cole and his jam up great commentary ways. Not stealing from me this week, so shh. There you go. He finally realizes that Sir Owen Disney means business. And he basically made that comment. He's like, they're surrounded. It's like, no, he's not. He's not surrounded because there's a 4-sided of the ring. It's not a 3-sided ring. God, can you imagine if it was a 6-sided ring? It's like, he's surrounded. No! He's got 3 other sides. He can just bomb out anytime he wants. So, as we suspend disbelief, the Shield get in the ring, they jump the Big Show. Big Show kind of gets over for a bit. And the Shield, of course, play the numbers game, as they always do. Momentarily. He sends him down, so he's winning the numbers game for a bit, and then Ambrose hits a front drop kick, knocks the Big Show through the middle rope to the floor. So he stands on the ring announcer's table, on the commentator's table, and he just dares him to fight. So he's standing on top of the announce table, and he jumps off the announce table and harpoons Roman Reigns. Looked awesome. Excuse me. Well, Show tosses Roman into the ring. He goozles him for the choke slam. Ambrose slides in. He gets Goodle as well. Rollins dives off the top, and Big Show with a palm chop just lays him out. Reigns grabs a steel chair, nails him from behind. Repeated chair shots. They pick him up, triple powerbomb, and that's the end of the segment. Once again, what's best for business are the ones who leave the Big Show laying. It's all about the Shield this time, and it didn't really have anything to do with the stable. Just had to do with the Shield destroying the Big Show for his insubordination, I guess you could say. So we get our next match. I like the Total Divas show. I'll admit it. I'm sorry. My name is Owen, and I watch Total Divas, so there you go. I really don't like Oksana at all. I think she's absolutely horrid in the ring. Layla's okay. Alicia Fox is dangerous. She's nice to look at, but she's not great in the ring. So, this match was a cluster. Of course, this is a rematch from Raw with Total Divas, Brie Bella, Naomi, and Natalya against the aforementioned anti-Total Divas, which are Oksana, Alicia Fox, and Layla. Of course, AJ's on commentary again. Doesn't really deliver any pipe bombshells, trademark CM Punk, that she did on Raw, but she's still there. So, like I said, it's a cluster. It's just like a bunch of... It's really spot heavy, and then, of course, AJ runs it at the end. I'll get a couple things here. Naomi with a nice, kind of a disjointed snap run on Alicia Fox, tagging Oksana. Natty gets tagged in. Ducks Alicia Fox's clothesline. Ducks Oksana's clothesline, and she nails the discus clothesline and goes for the sharpshooter. When she goes for the sharpshooter, AJ hits the ring, nails Natty from behind, and she gets pinballed between the Total Divas and Bella Factor by Brie, and a leg lariat from Naomi, and locked in the sharpshooter. And right before she gets locked in the sharpshooter, the anti-Total Divas slide her out of the ring. Pretty much choreographing AJ retains on Sunday. I don't really have any... I guess I kind of could do somewhat predictions for the pay-per-view. Let me get the show up here. Give me a second. So, this is useful. I normally go to WWEshop.com. I don't normally go to WWE.com. Here we go. Alright, Night of Champions. Where are we? There you are. Okay. So, yeah, I just cheated totally right there. So Vicky Guerrero comes out in the Y segment of the evening. And we're going to have a Dancing with the WWE Superstars contest. So R-Truth comes out. And then Fandango and Summer Rae come out. Truth didn't really get much of a reaction. Fandango and Summer Rae got a really nice pop coming in. But you can tell that... I'm sorry, I look at that crowd and I hear them booing, and it kind of reminds me of early 2000s WCW when they piped in crowd chants, because there's no way that entire crowd was that much against Fandango when I saw everyone Fandangoing. So, then we get... The Miz comes out next, and he is wearing a fro, bell bottoms, a tacky shirt, and he basically calls himself the Mizco Inferno. Interesting. So he finds this mark at ringside, who may or may not be a plant, I couldn't really tell, and he has a pink jacket on, so Miz grabs it and completes his ensemble. And Vicky's like, okay, fine, we're going to let you in too. And then the Great Khali comes out. I don't know why. Thank God Hornswoggle wasn't with him. So he comes out, and he wants to dance. Well, Truth comes out, he busts a move. Fandango does his normal Fandango thing with Summer Rae. And Miz does a little bit of twerking. Yeah. And Khali just moves his arms around like this, and that's pretty much the end of it. Miz wins. And Fandango is completely just befuddled by this revelation, and basically he's like, you three are nothing but a disgrace to the art of dance. So they pinball Fandango, and the former Miz and Truth tag team actually team up, and they basically double backdrop Fandango, and Miz toss him over the top to the floor. It's just a nowhere segment. At least it got Miz on television. At least it got Fandango on television. At least it got Truth on television. I could care less about Cully. I think personally the reason why we're doing like throwaway segments like this is I know they are very hesitant on doing anything with someone after they have a concussion. Even after they pass impact testing, they're still a little bit apprehensive if they should or not. But that being said, I think with Fandango's broken nose, courtesy of The Miz a couple weeks ago on Raw, I think maybe they're not making him work as much so they could protect his nose until it completely heals so he can come back. And I'm telling you right now, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. There's going to be a double turn. There is going to be a double turn. I think The Miz goes back to being heel. I think Fandango finally goes babyface. Because the crowd wants to cheer him anyway. The crowd doesn't want to cheer Mike Mizanin. They want to boo him. I mean, if you look at The Miz's merch, which I know I have it all, if you look at all those shirts, those aren't babyface phrases, folks. Not at all. They're kind of like, look at me. I'm better than you. That's basically what it's saying. And that's not a babyface mantra. Not at all. So, Miz going back to being a heel, I think it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later. I don't know when. I don't know if you wait until Survivor Series or not, but I already pictured somebody else turning it Survivor Series, so I can't really do it there. You could just throw it away on a Raw or Smackdown if you really want to do that, because that's pretty much how much they care about The Miz at this point. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Miz was WWE Champion, beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and there's not many people that haven't been able to do that, and what? He's doing comedy segments now on SmackDown. Interesting segment here. Ryback is apparently multifaceted. He is apparently he knows how to play the piano, and he's very well spoken. And apparently he's also an interviewer. So Ryback's going to interview someone. Ryback interviews Robert Evans. For those of you out there who don't know who Robert Evans is, Robert Evans, also known in Chikara as Archibald Peck. So, basically, he's like, to make a long story short, he just leaves him laying, and he makes fun of Evans, basically says, you have dreams. He's like, I have dreams too. I have dreams of beating people like you down. And, yeah, just a normal throwaway Ryback segment. I don't know the direction you're going with this Ryback gimmick. I like Bully Ry. I really do. But the problem with it is, there's really not an end game that I can see coming right now. The only foreseeable end game I can see is something that I'm not sure is going to happen, but wrestling logic tells me it's probably going to. The only person that's going to stop a bully is going to be a hero. Who's going to stop the bully in Ryback? I know this is armchair booking, but, you know, there's a lot of signs that say this could happen. I still think we're going to get Goldberg and Ryback at WrestleMania this year. Not sure if it's the right direction, but, I mean, we'll see what happens. So, we get another match here. Damian Sandow still losing like crazy, which means his cash-in's coming sooner rather than later. As a matter of fact, I think his cash-in's coming really soon. He's going to face off against Santino Marella. It's really nice seeing Santino back. He gets 2 double shots in Canada. Obviously, Santino started out in the Toronto Indies as Johnny Giabasco, and it's really nice to see him back in Canada again, and he got a nice reaction when he came out, and he had a great match with Antonio Cesaro on Raw that I really wish could have been a lot longer. The match against Sandow was okay, but Sandow didn't get enough. We'll go to the match, and I'll explain why. So he hits a 3 knee strike, side California leg sweep, Kobe Toaki at 1-2, and a kick out. So abdominal stretch. He side saltos out of it, and he ducks the clothesline with a split into the Beal, falling headbutt, and he charges in while Santino's putting on the Cobra. He nails his shoulder into the ring post. Santino hits the Cobra, 1, 2, 3. Once again, just very formulaic match. Santino just getting a couple wins since he's returned. Sandow still losing, which means, like I said, lose, lose, lose equals Money in the Bank cash in equals new World Heavyweight Champion. So, I'll get to that later. Michael Cole apparently is doing an interview with Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman. I used to write this stuff verbatim, and I've decided to the point now that I'm just going to write, notes of them. So basically, Paul Heyman just immediately calls for a public boycott of the pay-per-view. Why? Because you people are sick. You want to see CM Punk beat me up? Then go right ahead. At this pay-per-view, if you buy it, you will see CM Punk get his hands on me. Now, that's no disrespect to Curtis Axel, but when it all comes down to it, Punk will find a way. I should know. He's my prodigal son. I taught him everything he knows. But no matter what happens at Night of Champions, I will always love CM Punk, and I will never forgive all of you in the WWE Universe. I like this. I like what they're doing with Heyman. I like the fact he's got the 500 o'clock shadow and looks like he hasn't slept in a while. And I like that. That's really good. It's sometimes the little things that just hit the most. And I really like the way that plays itself out. Way too much emphasis on Punk getting his revenge on Heyman makes me think that Heyman and Axel are going to win on Sunday. I don't think that's the right thing to do. But you've got it in everybody's head right now that Punk is going to take Heyman's head off and send him out of the company. And Heyman has even addressed this numerous times. Now, I know you're supposed to address this, no matter if it's going to happen or if it's not. But still, again, wrestling logic dictates that if you talk something up enough, there's a good possibility it's going to be the absolute opposite. I don't know how Axel and Heyman win on Sunday, but I'd probably be stupid not to pick them at this point. It's weird to say. I want to go with Punk. I want this angle to end and then Punk to go on to something else. But, right now, what can you do? I think the only way that you see Axel and Heyman winning is someone is going to have to become a new Paul Heyman guy. I don't have any names. I have a lot of people I'd like to see it be. Obviously, if you want to talk about people that I think are getting, misused and, completely overshadowed, I make Zack Ryder the new Paul Heyman guy, to be totally honest. A noodly, edgier Zack Ryder. I called Zack Ryder in the Shield with John Cena leaving the Shield, but, obviously that didn't happen. But, or, somebody like Kurt Hawkins, that'd be awesome, too. Or you can bring somebody back. We could reveal Batista as the newest Paul Heyman guy. There's a lot of things you can do. But, yeah, so, it's hard to say, because with Punk on Sunday, I really think he could just obliterate Axel, and then he decimates Heyman and runs him out of the company. Well, obviously, runs him out of the company. He's not going to be on television for a bit, at least, to sell the injury. But too much emphasis has been put on the fact that this Heyman is going to get beaten up on Sunday. That makes me believe Heyman is not going to get beaten up on Sunday. Will we see Brock Lesnar? No. So I say that someone else has to come out of the woodwork and help Heyman and Axel beat Punk on Sunday. And just how I see things. Speaking of the pay-per-view tomorrow, Ricardo Rodriguez is told by Vicky Guerrero he is not allowed to be in the corner of Rob Van Dam unless he competes in a match on Smackdown. This match is against his former charge, the World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio. For those of you that don't know, Ricardo is a great wrestler. He's not Malenko or anything, but he's competent and he's entertaining in the ring. That being said, Joseph Park in TNA, Ricardo has to play that he doesn't know how to wrestle. I've done this before, actually. The one singles match I had in my career with Brian Cross, I had to play like I didn't know what I was doing. So, I didn't really use any wrestling moves or anything like that. I just kind of like forearmed and like knee and choke and cravat. I mean, it's just nothing else. I mean, but I know how to wrestle, and I mean, I didn't have to because Sir Owen doesn't even know how to wrestle. But as a character, Sir Owen didn't even know how to wrestle, so I didn't. Even though I had a finisher, still, that's how it works. So Ricardo can wrestle, and Ricardo can bump his ass off. He's had some really awesome ladder bumps in the Money in the Bank matches, and I will say right now that this match actually, it was okay for what it was. It wasn't as good as it could have been. I honestly think it could have been a whole lot better than it was. We'll start with it. Del Rio hits the step-up kick into the midsection instead of the side of the head in this match, and he nails Ricardo with a blackout, which Seth Rollins used to do it when he was Tyler Black. He actually did a little bit of Seth Rollins, too. He comes off the ropes, and he takes his foot, and he puts it on the back of your neck, and he crushes it in the canvas, like face first. So, drop kick by Ricardo, rolls him up one count only. Del Rio nails him with a GSK, and repeated headbutts. He charges in, Ricardo gets the boot up, and catches him with a tornado DDT out of the corner, 1-2, and a kick out. So he goes up top, he gets crushed upside down. Del Rio climbs up, nails the inverted superplex as he knocks Van Dam off the apron, obviously, and locks in the crossarm breaker momentarily. Van Dam hits the ring, hits the 5-star on Del Rio, and that is the segment. So, that being said, Alberto Del Rio retains the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions tomorrow. And we don't look for anything more than that. Is Ricardo turning on Van Dam at Night of Champions? I think they're going to push it to Survivor Series. I truly believe that. But, I mean, they could pull the trigger and do it anyway. Ricardo comes off looking like a backyarder when he's not dressed in the suit. He he really does look like a backyarder. He's got the track pants, he's got the airbrushed Van Dam t-shirt and everything, and he looks like a backyarder. So, that's fine. It was okay for what it was. We get our next match. It's funny because earlier yesterday in this case, there was something on WWE.com that did not list the Dolph Ziggler-Dean Ambrose United States title match. The reason why is because Smackdown hadn't aired yet, and when Smackdown aired, we would find out that the match that they have that I'm going to talk about next is for the shot at the U.S. Championship. So, what ended up happening was, we get Dolph Ziggler against Dean Ambrose. If Dolph wins, he gets a shot at Ambrose's U.S. Championship. Ambrose with a short arm clothesline, drops the power drive elbow, makes a cover 1-2 and a kick out. So he goes with a chin lock with a knee firmly planted in the lower back. And then he goes with a knee lift, boot in the midsection, goes for a backdrop suplex. Ziggler floats over, lands on his feet, standing drop kick, 9 elbow drops, leaping elbow, and he charges in for the Ziggler splash, and he misses. We get back to live action. Ambrose with a well-placed stomp, and then he grinds the foot into the ribs and the stomach of Dolph Ziggler. Chinlock with a knee firmly planted in the back, and he slams him, climbs up to the middle rope, dives off, catches the boot of Dolph Ziggler, big splash in the corner, 10 punch, hooking clothesline off the ropes, 1-2 and a kick out. Goes for the name dropper, ducks under it, roll up, gets countered, 1-2 and a kick out. Ambrose with a sleeper, gets countered with a jawbreaker, name dropper. Rollins makes a save right before the 3 count is administered, which disqualifies Ambrose, which gives Dolph Ziggler the title shot tomorrow night at Night of Champions. So the Usos come out and make the save. So Vicky comes out in a true Teddy Long fashion. We got ourselves a 6-man tag. So it is the Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose taking on Jimmy and Jey Uso and Dolph Ziggler. Good for what it was, too. This is technically our main event of the evening because the main event of the show is an interview segment, so we'll get to that. Dolph with a whip-in and a high back body drop on Seth Rollins. Back elbow. Rollins with a clothesline ends up tagging in Roman Reigns. Short arm clothesline on Dolph. 1-2 and a kick out. Shoulder thrust into the midsection. Puts him on the buckle. Rollins pushes him off. Tagging to Ambrose. He charges in with a knee, 1-2, and a kick out. So Rollins gets tagged back in. High knee drop, 1-2, and a kick out. Tagging to Roman Reigns, the Shielder cutting the ring off on Dolph. Front chancery applied. Dolph punches his way out. Tagging to Dean Ambrose. Ambrose ties him in the ropes, and the elbow face washes, the front drop kick, and he goes for a second one. Dolph low bridges him, and Ambrose goes over the top rope to the floor. Tagging to Reigns. He cuts off Dolph before he can make the tag to one of the Usos. He charges in. He goes shoulder first into the ring post. Seth Rollins tags in, and he grabs Dolph's boot, and he kicks him off. Tagging to Jimmy Uso. Savate kick, whip in, and full Nelson sit-out powerbomb. And the charging butt bump in the corner, and he moves out of the way. Rollins comes off the top, gets caught with a Samoan drop in midair. 1-2, Ambrose makes the save. So Rollins with a neck snap over the top rope. Reigns with a big spear on Jey Uso. Super kick, walks right into it from Jimmy Uso. Rollins gets a super kick as well. He goes for the Samoan splash. Rollins gets the knees up, rolls him over, 1-2-3. So the Shield win this match. Again, telegraphing another thing. Usos aren't winning anything on Sunday. So yeah, Usos are not winning the Tag Team Turmoil match. But we'll talk about that in a minute. And Dolph. I don't know at this point. I really hope this whole thing about Dolph being in the doghouse is a work, because I don't want to see this anymore. I'm tired of this. But I think he probably is, because needless to say, you kind of have a lot of reasonings why you believe it's true. So is Dolph winning on Sunday? Yeah, probably not. Cutting Edge is our final segment of the evening. Edge's special guest is Daniel Bryan, the MVP of the WWE, and the the face of the WWE champion Randy Orton. So Randy has it feel to be a sellout, is what Edge opens with. And he's like, well, you know what? That sounds like a cheap shot from a jealous man who just can't wrestle anymore. And he's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. He says, I'm a 10-time champion. That's got to eat you up inside. And he's like, well, you know, that's cool. Brian kind of tries, like, you show some respect. And Edge's like, no, it's fine. Don't forget, Randy, I'm an 11-time champion. But you know what? It's not about me. It's about the fact that Daniel Bryan is going to beat you at Night of Champions. Orton says, I'm not a sellout. I'm simply an opportunist. Daniel Bryan is good for business, but Randy Orton is the best thing for business. Edge, you and the fans know what's best for business. So Edge says, you know, Daniel, do you think you're the best for business? He's like, I'm guessing you probably want me to put my fingers up in the air and chant yes, yes, yes. And he's like, you know what, to be honest, I don't care what's best for business. As a matter of fact, you will always be a footnote, is what Orton stops him. He's like, shut up, I'm sick and tired of hearing you and Triple H and Vince McMahon and Stephanie wax poetic all the time. You know, the most important thing doesn't have to do with the best thing for business. It has to do with love and passion and satisfaction and feelings and dreams. You know what? I never dreamed of being the face of a corporation before. Oh no, I dreamed of being WWE champion. At Night of Champions, I will win that championship. Orton's like, you want it so bad? So Orton jumps him, and Bryan locks him in the S-lock. Referees run out, pull him off. Bryan celebrates with the WWE championship. Yeah, for those of you Daniel Bryan fans like myself are wanting to see him win on Sunday, it's not going to happen. Bryan's been pretty much squashed the duration of this feud until just this week. So you had to give Bryan a little hope going into it. Obviously, he's not winning on Sunday. When Bryan does get the WWE Championship back, he is going to have it for a long, long time. So you don't do this yet. You pull it out. You maybe run it till... heck, you can even run to the Royal Rumble if you really want to do that. And you can have Bryan win the Rumble. You can have Bryan beat Orton at the Rumble. Or you can even go to WrestleMania with Bryan and Orton. But I don't want that to happen. I want Bryan and Punk at Mania, but that's just me. That's just the armchair booker in me. So, a good addition to SmackDown, the go-home edition for Night of Champions. Excuse me, I should have more drinks with me. Before we go home, I do want to list my quick, fast, and in a hurry Night of Champions predictions. We're starting off with the Tag Team Turmoil match. It's Jimmy and Jey Uso. It's Zeb's Militia of Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger. It's No Days Off Darren Young and the Big Deal, Titus O'Neil, the Primetime Players. It is Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea as the Tons of Funk, and the three-man band, which presumably is going to be Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Number one contenders match to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, WWE Tag Team Championships. The winner of this match will go on to meet Rollins and Reigns later on at the pay-per-view. Primetime Players win, without any question. Why the Wyatt family are not in this match is beyond me, but there still allows for an opportunity for the Wyatts to lay out one of the teams, maybe lay out the Tons of Funk, because they've been doing that a lot lately. Maybe take out three-man band, just something to get them into this match. But I don't think we don't see Bray Wyatt on Night of Champions. I think something will happen. I think the Wyatt family might interject themselves. If they do, I think they probably would win. But maybe not. Maybe I think they interject themselves after the match is over. And maybe they can try to take out the Primetime Players after they win. And then you could have... They look like they might end up losing to Rollins and Reigns because of that fact. I see the Primetime Players win. The Usos are not winning. They got over too much on tonight's show, so it's not going to happen. Tons of Funk have no chance in hell. The Real Americans, I really would love to see Cesaro and Swagger win. It's not going to happen. Not with heel tag team champions. Three-man band's got no chance either, so it's Primetime Players without question, and they're going to go on to lose to the Shield. I'd like to say they're going to beat the Shield. But the only way they're going to beat the Shield is if both tandem of the Shield plus the singles member of the Shield lose their matches and their championships. And now champions, I don't forecast that happening. So I'm going to go out with a Primetime Players win, but they lose to Reigns and Rollins on the pay-per-view. Dean Ambrose defending the United States title against Dolph Ziggler. Ambrose wins. Ziggler has no chance, which is a shame. I mean, Ambrose is basically on a roll when Ziggler's fallen so far from grace. It's not even funny. AJ defending the Divas Championship against Naomi, Brie Bella, and Natalya via the attack on Smackdown. AJ retains, and we'll find out what's going on with that. I think Caitlyn might be the X factor in this whole Total Divas versus Anti-Total Divas storyline. She's one of the only ones that's not really showed her allegiance. Interesting to see. I mean, I think she could end up coming out and costing AJ the match, but I think we rang that bell before, and I don't think we're going to go down that road right now. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Alberto Del Rio defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Rob Van Dam. Van Dam got over at the end of this, so Del Rio retains. Not with Ricardo's help. I do think we're building towards Ricardo turning on Alberto Del Rio, but unlike the internet, the entire internet seems to think, I don't think it's going to happen yet. I think it'll happen at Survivor Series. I think it's going to happen during an actual Survivor Series match, and that's going to cost Rob Van Dam. CM Punk against Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman in a handicap match. I want to go with Punk. I still think it's very possible Axel and Heyman could pull this off. I don't know how, but they're putting way too much emphasis on Punk winning, and that usually spells that it's going to be completely opposite. So I'm actually going to go with Axel and Heyman in this match, even though I do forecast Punk just decimating both men and just leaving them laying and then going on to the next storyline. So, main event, WWE Champion Randy Orton against Daniel Bryan. It's sad there's only 5. I see 6 matches on this card. There should be at least another match announced. Hopefully it's the Wyatt family match if they're not involved in tag team turmoil somehow with attacking one of the teams. Not Bryan's time yet. It's time for what's best for business to reign over top of the WWE with a tyrannical fist, and Orton ends up retaining, and Bryan will get the title, but he's not going to have it for a bit. I think it's going to go into the next couple pay-per-views. We'll go into a Survivor Series match, and apparently Shawn Michaels is going to start getting involved the next couple weeks on Raw. Hopefully Shawn Michaels will be at Smackdown on October 8th in Columbus, but like I said, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. So that was NXT and Smackdown. In the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe. You can spread spread the word about Pop, and you can do that very simply. Tweet me, Sir Owen Disney, at Sir Owen Disney, so you can check that out right there. If you want to Facebook me, Owen Disney, very simple to find. Email me, sure, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. In the meantime, thank you guys and girls out there for watching, and until tomorrow, boys and girls, enjoy Night of Champions, and that's all I got to say about that.